Hello and welcome everyone to AARP Wyoming's Video Voter Guide series for 2024. I'm Tom Laycock with AARP Wyoming, and today we're joined by Jeff Ramaj, who's running for the Wyoming Legislature in Senate District 12, located around the community of Rock Springs. AARP has a proud 40-year history of nonpartisan voter engagement and does not endorse or oppose candidates, nor does AARP make political contributions to campaigns or candidates at any level. Instead, we ask questions so our 80,000 AARP Wyoming members understand where the candidates stand on important issues and can make their own decisions on Election Day. Today, we'll give Mr. Ramai 3 questions, allowing for a 1-minute and 30-second response to each. Then we'll give Mr. Ramai 2 minutes to make his final pitch to the voters of Senate District 12. So let's move into the question. Mr. Ramai, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Over the last 2 years, the Wyoming legislature has made providing property tax relief for citizens a priority. In your view, what is the most effective way to provide relief while balancing revenue needs for our schools, counties, and other entities that rely on property tax to maintain sustainable funding?
Well, in my opinion, the entire property tax system is not fair. And in the regards that if someone in your neighborhood purchases a home above appraised value, it raises your property tax value. I believe that when someone buys a house, they should be able to plan for the next 20 or 30 years how much their property tax is going to be. And in this erratic market that we have, that's next to impossible. So I believe that property taxes need to be recalculated. The system needs to be revamped. And I'll get a little more into that, I think, with your next question. But for now, I believe that the Citizens Ballot Initiative speaks for a large portion of Wyoming, where it removes 50% of the taxable value of your home, which would give them some relief until the property tax system can be looked at and recalibrated.
Our second question today. Wyoming's population of those 60 and over grew by 47% from 2010 to 2020, while the state's entire population grew by just 2%. We know 64% of all nursing home beds in Wyoming are paid for right now by the state Medicaid program. What do you see as the greatest barrier to helping our older adults age in their homes and communities? And what solutions would you propose?
Okay, so nursing homes, because we went through COVID, there was a lot of problems with nursing homes. I've even had some friends that I know that are my age that ended up in the nursing home. And nursing home care is very expensive. And I believe it should only be used as a last result. I believe that what we can do is more home health care. Medicaid is stretched now pretty thin, I believe. And a lot of people are in bad health due to the COVID pandemic. I don't have a sound solution for that yet, but it is something that I have been looking at intently to lower healthcare costs. I think a lot of it has to do with Medicare, Medicaid, and their billing system, and I think we need to take a closer look at that. I've got a lot of doctors that I've talked to that say it's near impossible to get enough money to cover their costs because of Medicare and Medicaid's requirements.
Okay, our third and final question for today. Emergency medical services are not considered an essential service in Wyoming, and in some areas, ambulance services do not have a sustainable funding source. Over the last 10 years, Wyoming has seen 16 emergency medical service providers in the state fold or consolidate into another service. What solutions would you offer for ensuring access to ambulance services?
Well, I believe that what is in the works right now is our fire departments are going to have one or two ambulances stationed there. Um, per capita, I can't say how many ambulances we would need to sustain emergency services within our population area. But I do know that fire departments do have their EMTs and things like that. Their emergency medical people that are on staff. So it only makes sense as a cost-effective way to provide ambulance service through our fire departments. Private ambulance services struggle there again, Medicare, Medicaid costs, billing, and things like that. Using third parties also costs. I believe that it's sustainable in the respect that they would provide backup service for the fire departments, and with the taxpayers funding it the way it is here in Sweetwater County, I believe that if you get call an ambulance, it should be a free ride, which further cuts into the profitability of the ambulance services. So I think that it's kind of a double-edged sword on that, and it's kind of one of those things we're going to have to experiment with.
Okay. Now the fun part. Thank you, Mr. Ramai. Let's close today by offering you 2 minutes to explain why you're the best person to represent Senate District 12.
Okay, my name is Jeff Ramaj, and for the past couple of years, I've been studying a lot of the problems in Sweetwater County. I run a small business installing sprinkler systems and maintaining them, so I talk to a lot of elderly people. In fact, I would say that about 80% of my customers are elderly, retired, and their biggest concerns seem to be property taxes. We have had some concern with election integrity. Their utility bills are going up. We're in a period right now of financial instability, and I believe that we need to take a common sense approach to government. I'm a firm believer that less government, less taxes, and less regulations proves to bring about a prosperous economy, which for the retirees, they're concerned about their children and grandchildren, getting jobs and different things like that. So I think the bottom line is I would say less government again, for less taxes, and we need to take a very solid common sense approach, and we need to quit fighting in the legislature. Just because we don't get our way doesn't mean that all is lost. And I think our people in the legislature need to find a way to work together to come up with creative solutions for Wyoming, because we're in some very trying times, and this is going to take a lot of work and a lot of compromise on everybody's part. And I believe that I'm the person to do that. I always say if I can survive church politics, I can survive state politics. So I worked with a lot of different churches.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Ramai. Thank you for your time, and thank you to our viewers for joining us for this video voter's guide. We encourage you to keep checking Cowboy State Daily and AARP Wyoming's Facebook page for more video voter guides in the days to come.